Hello and welcome back to Metaphor ReFantazio. This time we're heading out on the road. We have worked out exactly where we're going. However, one thing we haven't done is speak to Nuras. So we're going to speak to him, we're going to head out on the road, and well, there's going to be an awful lot of combat in the next couple of episodes. Hello.
Ready to depart?
Ho ho! Is it the Gauntlet Runner's time to shine? She is always raring to go. Sure. Let's go. So, we did a lot of this last time, so just going to explain very briefly what we're doing.
Now then.
We're going to head up here first. This is because this is one of the easier quests, and it takes us past Inundo, which we have to go past. At no point do we have to go along this right-hand route, but we do have to go up along the left-hand route, which is why we're doing that. We don't know whether we have to stop at Inundo or not, which would change my calculations, but either way, it makes sense to go left. Once we've done this quest, we are then going to bounce over here to do this quest on this side, which should be a one-day trip. Then we're going to head up here, and we're going to do this sleep here, go up to the tower, head back down, head over here. That will then be 8 days, and then we are going to teleport back to Brilhaven. That's the plan. I don't know if it's going to work, but that's the plan. Now, if we can teleport between these things, which I don't know if we can, then what we should do is we should go from here, teleport down, and then do that in 1 day. I don't know if we're going to have the option to do that, but I just thought I'd mention that that's my ideal. Anyway, we're going to head here.
We could fulfill a request there.
Yes. Tombs and treasure certainly seem to go hand in hand. We may be in for quite a haul here.
You seem interested.
I'm not keen on robbing graves, but it does help fund our endeavors. As long as we don't overdo it, the spirits will understand.
Yeah, but...
Here, the weather seems pretty bad there today. Might hit some delays, so maybe we should get our fortune told.
It's your call.
Oh no, I don't care. Let's go. Question is, can we make it back by tomorrow night? No. Let's go.
Which way should we go?
Choosing your route to your destination. When multiple routes will take you to your destination in the same number of days, you can choose which route to take by using LB or RB. Yeah, so I want to go this route, so it's going to be 2 days. Yeah, that's what I want to do. Go.
Great. Let's move out.
Okay, here we go. Don't forget, stay alert till we get there. Now we turn the engines on, which is very important for one reason and one reason alone. We can cook. I hear a voice. There's something I must tell the captain. Ooh. So yeah, because we did his bond first, we can actually get the next part of his done while traveling. That's great. Anyway, I can cook without taking up much time. Alright, let's go. So, we're going to do one of everything, because that's what we were told to do, and then we're going to work out what other stuff we might need. So, one of these.
Let's check.
That's a Destroll wanted to make. Wait, here, I'll go get him.
Got it.
Quality meat is delicious all on its own, but if you prepare it with a little effort applied to the right places, it can taste even better. To echo something I've heard anyway.
And then...
In other words, we can't just haphazardly toss things together. Proven combinations of ingredients will win the day. I began preparing the food with Stroll.
Got it?
Heat control makes all the difference with meat. Ready? This is the moment we've been waiting for. Must strike the perfect balance between the delicate and bold. Phew, with that done, we're nearly to the finish line. I wouldn't be so exacting if this were just my dinner, but when you cook for others, you gotta give them your best. It looks amazing. Even by sight alone, I know this will be delicious. It's red grass roasted badoo. That aroma really whets the appetite. Okay. I cooked without time passing. And now, that was not a good time. Oh, you only get to cook one thing a day still? Oh, I mean, that's fine, but like, okay then. Alright. That's interesting. I guess we need to go and speak to... Oh, first of all, speak to you because you got dialogue.
My.
Your sword arm shows remarkable oh, we've had this one like 10 times. Right. We need to go and speak with... where is he? There you go. With Heismay.
Ah, it's you.
Why, hello there. For all the time we spend in battle, it's good to rest our wings every once in a while, eh? If you're free, might I have a moment of your time? I wish to clear up a misunderstanding. I'd like you to let me tell you about the village.
Yes.
Actually, before we do that, let's save because we've had random fights that happen on this thing right after other conversations. So let's do that here.
Ah, it's you.
Right. Let's do it.
Yes.
Then let us speak over a drink. I'll serve you something, assuming you'd prefer a drink more tame than my usuals. What happened back in my hometown? You should know it wasn't Tadari's fault, even if he's the village leader. The villagers have always ostracized others like that. Even when I was there. That's not their leader's fault. Is that why you left?
Because
Is that the reason you left your village?
Yes.
Yes, there was an incident, one final push I could not take.
No.
Most other tribes hold little love for the Yugif, but in my youth we lived near 2 settlements of mixed peoples. We traded, traveled, relations were good. Until one day conflict arose between the 2 settlements themselves. They began to feud, and both sides asked that our village side with them over the other. They wanted a decision from us. We were asked to choose who was friend and who was foe.
However,
Yet the village put off the decision. They took no sides and sought to appease both settlements. While we stayed the course of our hesitancy, their dispute was resolved. What happened to them?
hold on.
What ended up happening to your village?
and then
The village lost the trust of both sides. They cut off all their trade. We were suddenly left impoverished. They called us Yugif inscrutable, unknowing, and their prejudice only escalated. It even led to some violence, and yet... The village tried to justify their predicament by saying there was nothing they could have done. They took no action to escape poverty and isolation beyond their bitter lamentations. That, more than anything, disgusted me beyond words, so I abandoned the village and ventured out to become a knight of the cities.
but
But Tadari remained to take a stand. While I simply ran away, he took a role of leadership, determined to bring honorable change to our village. Okay. Well, there's nobility in that. There's a nobility in that. He sounds like a good leader.
yes,
Yes, no ordinary person could have done what he did. He chose to carry the entire village on his back. And yet, as we've seen, the village is still a long way from the change he strove for. The villagers are rigid in their mindsets. They hope to maintain the little control they have by excluding and blaming strangers.
oh,
All the backbiting, and even the theft of the urn, all born of this clinging to separation, the xenophobic nest. Well, I pity them. I can't help but pity them. A fair enough assessment. In some ways, they've entrapped themselves. But, you know, when I'd returned there, a thought struck me. I suddenly knew. I knew I would like to let my son sleep on that hill, where the sweet winds blow, that they may run free where he cannot. And yet, perhaps the reason I'm so attached to my village is because I'm the same as them at heart. It was my indecisiveness that cost me my son, and my knighthood besides. This burial is no different. I think I waxed on about it being time to face his death, an excuse, nothing more. An excuse to run from yet another decision. No one could condemn you.
No.
There's nothing wrong with hesitating. But now my son is the one paying for my wretched hesitance. And see what has become of him. How can I call myself a father? Well, regret won't solve this. You gotta move on. You gotta figure out practically what you're gonna do. If you want to solve this, we'll need more than despair.
no,
No, I refuse to let this end here.
Right.
If hesitation is in my nature, then so too do I hesitate to let go. Perhaps this is simply who I am. Rem, I have a confession to make. When the urn was stolen, somewhere in the back of my mind I felt relief, because I'd not have to see it anymore. I'd no longer be reminded of his death, his heartbreaking absence. I don't want to think of it. I don't want to face it. How could I, when every reminder shatters me? That's why I put off the burial longer and ever longer. But I must change. I would show my boy I am a father worth his love, not his shame.
Surely.
And so too, I would prove this to you. You who placed your trust in me. I can feel Heismay's fatherly determination and his deep trust in me. Rank up. Oh wow, that was rank 5.
My son, come back to me.
I don't know why I was so surprised. For some reason I was like, oh yeah, this is just going to be like the next part and then we'll get to rank 5 later. But anyway, significantly reduces the mag cost of studying the thief lineage, and while in reserve, the amount of experience Heismay gains increases. Okay.
I'm sorry.
I will soon depart for the village to look for my son's remains. My apologies for all you've been made to endure. I'm coming with you. Of course I'm coming with you.
Thank you.
I thank you. From the bottom of my heart, I thank you. Let's head to the village together at a later date. Okay. We got some mag. Wonderful.
It's coming our way!
Oi, a monster with the most peculiar, color-changing eyes is clinging to the deck. Deal with it before it ruins all the hard work I put into this runner. We better get rid of it fast before Nuras puts our entire journey on hold to buff out any scratches or dents. We cannot allow that beast to make its way into the runner. To the deck with haste.
Hey! Would you mind not just barging in on us?
Clear off! Let's
Okay. Are these not the things that often just run away?
Now accept your fate.
Anyway, who's next? 2 is magic. Yeah, pass.
Let's go.
Hit him.
Last one.
Oh, wow.
Took one down.
Are you prepared? No holding back.
How does this look? That's neutral?
They're weak to fire. Let's heat this
Yeah,
place
okay.
up.
Attack. That's pretty good.
These are just small fry.
Yeah, hit it.
Play it cool. Who's right through.
Skip. Fire. Oh.
Reinforcements. 4 left.
Let us clean
Don't
up this
let up.
mess.
What are these
They're
guys weak to?
piercing attacks.
Piercing
Hit 'em all in
wind.
one fell swoop.
Okay, pass.
Lightest power.
Fire.
A tough one. I shall vanquish
Rand
evil.
slash.
Moment of
Joel
truth.
took one out.
Nice. Attack.
Nothing soldiers got this.
Attack.
Time to end this.
And attack. Wonderful. That went pretty well. Okay, unscathed triumph.
Do not strike if
Cool.
you're obviously outclassed.
The village of Inundo, a small settlement located north of Brylehaven, lies ahead. The industry that once thrived here fell into decline, and now the able-bodied youth dream instead of leaving home. A small population of mostly children and elders remain, and visitors are scarce. The gauntlet runner slows to a stop.
Giving it some thought?
There's something here. Want to make a quick detour before continuing on? Yeah. Inundo.
Just a moment.
Oi, what's the meaning of this? It's practically a ghost town here. The villages around here are all like this. Those able to work have gone elsewhere to try and make a living, while the remaining residents live in constant fear of monsters. What a shame. It was my intention to cook something interesting if I came across any unusual ingredients here. That's alright. I think I prefer food that's not overly interesting.
Hey,
It's a bit small, but it looks like they've set up a stall here. Want to talk to them?
that reminds me.
By the way, weren't you asked to buy a toothbrush of Hygienia? Let's see if the store has it. Let's listen first. Village. As you can see, our village is quite poor. Only people with strange tastes would be interested in the kind of goods we sell here. Not to worry, I doubt you'll ever come across a more eccentric crew than the likes of us. The tournament? Our village might regain some semblance of liveliness if the candidates would defeat the monsters for us. Have monsters showing up around here lately? Well, the way I see it, this village would be finished if monsters ever did show up. Not many people left who can put up a decent fight. Small talk. Lately, I've heard it's not just the area surrounding the village that's in dire straits. Even the seas have been rough. I do hope everyone who left to find work finds their way back safely.
Then...
Sounds like a lot of the villagers left town to make a living. Do you want us to relay a message to them about coming back? No, there's no need. Besides, it's unlikely anyone would divulge the fact that they came from this village in the first place. Okay. Just want to see how much things are. Briny weapon. We have to get these appraised. Oh, so you can buy, like, basically loot boxes. Hell's boiling bath bomb. Alright. Endurance increases. And then mellow milk. Is that it? I think it is. We'll buy the toothbrush. Do I want to buy any Hell's boiling bath bombs? Maybe? Have I got anything I can reasonably... I mean, I know we don't have anything we can sell, but... Do I have anything I can sell? I know we have nothing, because I already sold everything. I guess I could sell another black armlet. It's not equipped. Would that give us enough? No, we need a little bit more. I'm going to sell another one of those. Could sell one of our igniters, I suppose. I'm probably never going to use Mage Devotion. It's only 100 that we get for it, though, so... well, we need 200, right? So let's sell that many. 8 of those. So now I can buy a bath bomb. Sure, why not?
Alright.
Okay, we got what we came for. Are we all finished here? Let's continue our trip.
Hey.
Alright, let's do that.
As the sky turns the same muddy color as the land below, the Gauntlet Runner arrives in a quiet land. However, confidence would be ill-advised. Listen carefully for footfalls in the mud, and move at the break of dawn.
Okay.
All right then.
I appreciate you taking turns to cook instead of just leaving it to me. I'm a wizard with runners, but a slack-jawed dunce in the kitchen, frankly. Cookery's just so bally hard to measure. How much heat for this? How long do I mix that? Is mystifying, my boy. Utterly mystifying. Memorandum. Inundo. A small settlement in northern Bralhaven that came to be when migrant workers labouring at a nearby mining site exchanged their pickaxes for farming hoes and settled there. Though once a land rich in agriculture, it became starved after repeated monster attacks and floods. Since then, people began to desert the village in search of work, essentially making it a ghost town. The only remaining lifeline of the village is the specialty goods created by the elderly who were left behind. Okay. So, first of all, can I cook in the evening? Yeah, okay. Let's do a curative coney roast.
Let's check.
It strolls.
Now then.
For as often as we simply refer to our meals as meat, something to keep in mind is where it's cut from. The taste and texture can change dramatically, you know. Each type of cut has an ideal preparation, and if you do it well, it turns out tender and delicious. Something to strive for, wouldn't you say?
Speaking of...
So what kind of cut do we have here? Ah, but never you mind, just leave this to me. Watch your meat and adjust the heat, so it goes, although it depends on what your preference is, really. It's nearly time. No, it is time. Strike now.
All right.
Yes, not bad so far. See the juices there. That's your proof that this is turning out delicious. We'll add a little something for the aroma and we're done. But just a little or will overshadow the flavor. Okay. It's curative coney roast. Smells great, doesn't it? Now imagine how it tastes. Wonderful. Wonderful. I guess another one of those. Okay. Now, it's just a stat up, right? Oh, wait, you got more to say? Sentiments against the royals are hardly uncommon. Seen it plenty of times, grand and petty, but things have been particularly bad since the royal funeral. No matter where you go, the streets are just lined up with grim faces. I believe you lot may be able to help. Alright. So we actually want to go to the back and have a bath, right? Although I want to check our books first, just to see where we're at. Speaking of books, Julian forced his on me and I'll stick it on the shelf. Ah, okay. We'll leave that be for now.
Really coming down.
We're in the middle of a thunderstorm, so let's stay inside until the risk of getting struck by lightning is a comfortable 0. Oh, in which case, yeah, we'll do a book. We want to improve our wisdom. So, what's this one? This tolerance? Imagination. No. Okay. Future of magic? Is Julian's treatise on building a sustainable future of magic? He does have a way of words, I haven't started reading it yet. He's obnoxious, but he does know a thing or two, so maybe we'll learn something from it? Looks like a complicated book, so let's get comfy by the window before we dive in. Wisdom. Perfect. That's what I want. Read the book.
What's that?
Sustainable magical living. What's he getting at? Anyway, the first chapter is called Thinking About Fuel in the Magical Future. All things considered, our world is still primitive, foolishly relying on wood and fire to warm and feed its people.
Let's see.
The wood we burn makes smoke, and this smoke pollutes the atmosphere and destroys life beyond our cities. Combustible fuels must be prohibited by law. And the void left is where magic comes in, it says. In other words, he wants to do everything with magic instead of firewood. What do you think? I mean, that seems reasonable. Yeah, it's a good idea.
Sure.
I think it's a good idea. I get that burning lots of wood is bad for the air, but if we banned it, how would people without igniters cook and stay warm? Gallica and I didn't quite see eye to eye, but I still feel like we've gained a little wisdom. Well, you would have to make igniters more available, or structure society in a way that you don't necessarily need as many igniters, but, you know, makes a good point.
Now then.
Hey, level 3 wisdom. Fantastic. That means we can speak to Alonso in the evenings. Well, you know, not for the next 8 days, but when we have an evening, we can speak to Alonso.
Wisdom.
It is one of the virtues a ruler must possess. If thou aspire to true sovereignty, fill thyself with knowledge to discern truth from falsehood.
Why, that's...
A conqueror needs that precious kindling with which a follower's passions may be inflamed.
Well...
People's lives in the present are important, but so is the future. I think we should treat both with the respect they deserve. Okay, we'll read more next time.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
What to pick?
Okay, so first of all, let's do another... Oh, first of all, sorry.
Well then.
We go to the washroom. Get our 100 XP. We leveled up previously on one of these, so let's do that. Then we get into the pantry. And that gets us some stuff. Wonderful. Then, we're gonna cook. Okay, we also needed to cook something with mellow milk at some point, but that's okay. Oh, Coney stew uses mellow milk. Perfect. Let's do it. Cures status ailments for all allies. Wonderful.
Let's check.
It's another stroll dish.
Hey.
Eat with a bit of chew can be nice, but I prefer braise, low and slow. When it melts the moment it hits your tongue. Ah, truly exceptional. Though that method does take forever.
Even so.
Still, time should not deter you from taste, and once you taste it, you'll want to keep doing it. Well, I just gotta say, this isn't, that's the same way you cooked all your other meat. That's not what you described, but anyway. Season it well and then cook it until it starts to brown.
Got it?
It already looks good enough to eat, but we must endure.
Got it.
All that's left is to let it soak in the flavor. Must control the heat carefully now to keep our eyes on the prize. The aroma is surely whetting your appetite, but don't give in. The juice is precious, and not a single drop can be wasted. Aha, amazing the dish Stroll and I made is dripping with flavor and depth. It's coney stew. Nicely done if I do say so myself. You've earned first taste, I'd say. Okay, and now we have a mellow milk meal. Wonderful. Next. Well, we have no follower stuff, right? No, we have Heismay's next level, but no follower stuff. Could increase our courage, although I think we're going to get that anyway. So I think more reading is on order. So let's save. Same reason we saved last time. We might get attacked, and we literally did get attacked last time, so makes sense. And then we're going to read the New World Travel Diary because it's the one that we're closest to finishing. Right. Let's do it.
What's that?
He continued to trapeze through the raging sandstorm. At last he came upon a cave, the entrance gaping like the maws of a beast. The walls of the cave were translucent, revealing the inside to be a gigantic, intricately winding labyrinth, fantastical and akin to a mirage.
Oh, yeah?
A giant cave with glass walls in the desert? That sounds otherworldly, but also strangely familiar. Well, whatever. What does it sound like to you? Sounds dangerous.
Right.
Right, our feet would get shredded up in there. I mean, your feet would. It wouldn't be a problem for me since I can fly, but we wouldn't be able to go together. Gallica seems a little disappointed, but I feel like envisioning the scene together has improved my imagination.
All right.
I know this new world is just fictional, but I'd want to visit if it were a real place. With that, I finished the book. I feel my understanding of the world has deepened.
All right.
Another 4 on top of that. Wonderful. Okay, our raw virtues are flying up.
I say, we could stop for a break.
Ahoy, break time, chums. There's something up ahead, so we'll be stopping there.
The Gauntlet Runner arrives at a spectacular waterfall northwest of Brylehaven, the Peregrine Falls. The water cascading down from the river between the canyons is among the kingdom's finest vistas, thanks in part to the monuments carved into rocky cliffs. Is the rumbling echo simply the water plummeting into the basin below? Or the roar of the Mage King?
This?
What could this be? Yet again, it seems we found ourselves within the most peculiar of places. Something just barely visible beyond the waterfall's veil. A statue, perhaps. It must be. They look like faces, but why would anyone go through all the trouble of carving something like that behind the waterfall? A statue with what looks like faces on it? Sounds familiar.
Besides,
And aren't all the expressions kind of scary? It's like they're dying. Their pained expressions make it look as though they're just moments away from death. It must be difficult to carve the rock in a place like this. Just whose face could that be anyway?
Mayhap.
'Tis perhaps the likeness of one of the old hero kings. I believe a legend involving the Mage King is set within this region. I'd not question it if you told me this was all created with the Mage King's magic. His aim mastered immensely powerful forces which he used to protect his people.
Just
I cannot help but think what would drive someone to go to such great lengths to carve such a terrifying monument upon these stones. As a warning?
What's that about?
Maybe they wanted to warn us of something. You may be right. For all his power, the Mage King suffered great misfortunes throughout his final years. Perhaps this serves as a warning to those who would follow him. Power closes as many doors as it opens. Regardless of the intent with which you wield it, you may yet become feared and ostracized. That's kind of sad when you think about it. When you put it that way, it almost feels like the roar of the waterfall is meant to represent the Mage King's cries of anguish.
Yes.
If that is indeed true, then we may best honor those sentiments by etching this place within our memory. We may think on it more, but 'tis time to return to the runner. After contemplating the Mage King's lament, I feel that my wisdom has grown.
All right.
Oh, by 4. Wow. Okay.
Hello.
While the peculiarities of these waterfalls are up for debate, their majesty is not. I made a nice little record of this site. Do take it with you.
Peregrine Falls drawing. I'll give this drawing to Maria later. I headed back to the runner, imagining the surprised expressions that would appear on her face when I tell her about this place.
Their destination is the Tomb of Lament, found north of Oceania. Interred beneath the earth here lie the victims of a terrible epidemic. It is said the lamentations of the lost echo throughout, disfiguring the somber burial ground into a mass grave for criminals and the kinless. The vindictive spirits conjure restless monsters, and it is here that the Gauntlet Runner comes to an uneasy halt.
Now then.
Well, this is the tomb we've been looking for, is it not? What is our next course of action?
That
We defeat the monster in the back and retrieve the Chalice of Legends. They say there's a ghost in there, but do you think that's really it? Think back to the Grand Cathedral with Zorba and his profane axe. We witnessed spectres that could easily bear such a label. It is likely, if not certain, that people have simply mistaken the true nature of this monstrosity.
Well,
I can understand why people might wish the dead could return, but let's find this thing and put an end to the rumors.
also.
I've heard of weapons and ancient treasures being buried in these places, but they're probably off the main path.
My thanks.
Rem, we follow your lead. Okay. Just a second, I sensed something. This feeling is... What's this all of a sudden?
So, hey,
It's only for a moment, but I thought I sensed one of the relics Nuras is looking for. Make sure you don't miss any treasure chests, okay? Okay. Hello.
hey, so,
The graveyard, skeletons, reminds me of the Grand Cathedral. I know there may be treasure here, but let's be judicious. Shall we go in? I finished with preparations. Memorandum. Tomb of Lament. A quiet cemetery northwest of Brawlhaven, built to mourn the children that died to a local epidemic, one that mostly claimed young lives in its passing. As the years passed, however, it came to be used as a cemetery for criminals with no next of kin. Anecdotal reports speak of passers-by hearing shrill and feeble cries, unmistakably children's voices, which has earned it a reputation as the Tomb of Lament. Then nature. Peregrine Falls. A large waterfall that cascades through a marshland northwest of Brawlhaven. On the rock wall behind its waters are giant carvings of a man's face, but there are no records of whose face it is or why the structure was built. Some theorize the carvings depict a historical mage king, that they serve some sort of magical function. The truth remains unclear. Hello. Normally I would object to disturbing the dead, but these graves will know no peace if that monster is not slain. I made my preparations, we can go at any time.
A monster desecrating a place of rest. We cannot abide this threat to the dead's peace.
I've already finished preparing, just give the word. Okay, but before we do,
now where was I?
I feel Moore's presence. Let's go. See, he no longer tells us about this every single time, because we've done it. Makes me curious how he takes care of it. Okay. Let's do a save first, just because we're here. Then I've got some things I want to do. I guess first things first, let's head up here and see what our new stuff is. Which one did we not read? He told us there were new things last time. We read them all? Alright, I guess there were not new things. It's fine. Do we have enough to get ourselves to his next rank? That's the next question. So we haven't unlocked Commander. I'm trying to figure out what else we have. So we've got this as well. We got Thief. So it's Commander's the main one we haven't got, right? There's everything else we've got. Yeah. Apart from the ones that are the next level. Apparently all we need is Thief rank 20 for this, so we could potentially get up to Assassin already. So we could get Assassin, we could get Commander. Anything else we can upgrade? Well, I mean, we could upgrade Brawler, and that would let us then get next one there as well, potentially, although he's only rank 6 in Brawler. Cleric. Oh, Cleric on Healer. That could be good. Yeah, maybe. So we do have enough. Okay. The next thing I want to check in here then is our item, like our one of these. So this is the Tomb of Lament.
Want in on this?
The Tomb of Lament, eh? Of course I can tell you all about it. The bounty's called Fatalich. People say it's a ghost. That's scary enough on its own, but the real horror is that it summons a two-headed beast called Chimenza.
Just between us.
It's not just fighting two enemies at once that's the problem. When Chimenza's around, Fatalich's attacks get stronger. He uses powerful dark magic, or so I heard from a bounty hunter who narrowly escaped from it with his life. Whether you prepare ways to protect against magic or use Chimenza's weakness, wind, to take it out quick. You might expect, seeing as it's a ghost, Fatalich is weak to light. Couldn't hurt to keep that handy.
No kidding.
Okay, wind and light magic. There's a Guptaurus over there too. Its attacks are incredibly strong after it builds up its power. I heard it's weak to spears and bows. Okay, but the Guptaurus was also one that attacks mages, right?
What now?
Interesting. Mages and people with maces. Okay. Oh, also, can we upgrade mage as well? Something to think about. Because we're very close on that. Although I don't think we necessarily need to, but we could. We could also go up to wizard, which would be not that many points to do. Okay. I'm just thinking about this here and how we can deal with this. So, Brawler is probably going to be good for its light attacks, right? Because does it not have light attacks on Synthesis? It does. It has Energy Ray if you use Seeker, Mage, or Healer. So if we had Seeker and Brawler, we would be able to do a light attack, which would be pretty good. And then we'd have Wind and Light. So realistically, I think Stroll... Yeah, you're going to switch to using this. Yeah, for now. It will weaken him, but that's okay. So Stroll's going to use that for now, in which case we could level up Brawler. Do we want to use... Here's a question. Do we want to use Seeker? Or would we like somebody like Heismay maybe to learn Seeker? Potentially. Yeah, potentially he could learn Seeker. That would be pretty good for him. Then he could upgrade to this one as well. Yeah. We could teach him Seeker. I don't think that would be terrible. Hulkenberg, I think, is absolutely fine where she is. She's got a piercing weapon. We know we've got someone that's going to be weak to piercing. She's fine. She's where she needs to be. Although this one only needs her to get Magic Knight upgraded for her to get that as well, so... Okay. So I think she's fine. And then we probably don't want to be using a Mage. We could also switch to Seeker, I suppose. The reason we wouldn't want to use Mage is because we know the Guptaurus is generally strong. Although we probably want to use Mage against anything that isn't... Let me just look at skill inheritance. We have Hammer on it. Actually, maybe that is our best thing, and in the Guptaurus we switch. Yeah. Stroll's going to use Punching. Magic Knight's going to use that. Heismay, I think I'm going to switch you over to Seeker.
I see.
Let's do that.
This right here, all right?
Yes. I think this makes sense to
I'm
me.
counting on you.
Of course.
I hear the voices of past heroes' souls. O worthy heart who tempers anxiety into strength. If thou art ready to see the world with new eyes, I shall bestow upon thee our soul, the soul of the Seeker. This is the Seeker then, so be it. It's long past I learned to wield the power I've been given. For a world where all may live in harmony.
Steady effort is key.
Right, he's gonna switch to an even weaker class. Skill inheritance. Obviously Steel. Then... I don't know right now. Maybe Dark Sword would be okay. With slash damage. He already has that on his weapon, but maybe that'd be okay. Maybe Mudo. Let's just, yeah, let's make it Mudo. Cool. That seems fine. We might also want to level him up a little bit, but we'll see. So I think this makes sense for me. Let's maybe see whether we can level anything up. So let's go to here.
What now?
How much do we reckon we'd need to level up our mage? Because that seems like the first obvious place for us to go, right? Like it's a magic circle at rank 20. Okay. I think we could possibly use 1 Hero's Leaf of Light. 2, 3, and then start using some of these. How far away are we now? We are now Archetype 238. So yeah, we want to start using the lower stuff. So we want to use the 100 stuff. So we want to use this 3 times. 1, 2, 3.
I found new power.
New skill. Protagonist mastery has resulted in continued growth. It also gets us an agility. And max MP increased by 20. Nice. Okay. So now what we can do is we can Archetype. No, it's the wrong one. Archetype from here. And then we can get Wizard. In addition to stronger magic attacks and allied magical assaults, it learns buffs to strengthen synthesis skills. So it's 1144, 25, 31, 31. This will then go to 11, 39, 21, 27, 27. So definitely weaker, but it's the higher level of magic, which I think is the important thing here. Okay. And you get magic recovery still of this one as well, which is quite nice. Okay, increases hit rate and strength of synthesis. What's the synthesis stuff? Oh wow, it's some powerful stuff, and you get this if you have Seeker. Oh, okay. Wow, that's a lot of things. Okay. But yeah, there are a lot of good stuff that we can get here. I think that's pretty good.
I see.
Let's study Wizard.
Fascinating.
The Wizard. This is the archetype you sense from Gallica's way of life.
This right here.
Its heroic embodiment is that of an adept scholar, a sorcerer who bends strong magic to their will and performs miracles in loyal service of their leader.
All right.
Okay, we need a lot of mag, but let's do it.
I'm counting on you.
That is the power I seek.
Of course.
And so be it. By shared resolve and honored creed, take new form as an adept mage. I hear the voices of past heroes' souls. O worthy heart, who tempers anxiety into strength, think greater still. If thou art prepared to pursue knowledge that surpasses the natural logic of the world, I shall bestow upon thee our soul, the soul of the mage.
Really?
Is this the power of the wizard's soul? By this new magic, I swear I will change the world. I shall continue the brave path forward for all those who suffer in this land.
New skills, new possibilities.
That's fine. Okay. And then both of these need Gallica rank 8. But, yeah, and this needs Assassin rank 10. Interesting. So I guess by the fact that that needs Assassin, they're kind of implying that this would be the natural path for you to take Heismay down. Huh. Okay. Heismay. You're rank 14 in Thief. I wonder if that's too far away to get you to Assassin. How many more do I need? I need 2 more, right? Where are we? Moors. I need 2 more. So obviously one of them can be commander for whoever we want to level up commander for. And then I guess the next one, Stroll closer? Stroll is not closer. Hulkenberg's pretty close, but I think Heismay has to be closest, right? In which case we're going to take Assassin with him. Yeah, I guess we're ranking up Heismay to get Assassin as well. Okay. This one. There we go. It's a lot of these I'm using. It's going against my better judgment, my natural inclinations to use items, but okay. There we go.
I have retained my edge.
Heismay's mastery has resulted in continued growth. His agility increases by 2. Nice. Okay. And then... Oh wait, I just realized something here. Can you do this? No, you cannot put them on once they're already finished. Okay. But he is currently sitting in Seeker, right? Yeah. That's fine. And then we're going to level up Assassin. Let's do it.
I see.
And that gives you Lurking Nightblade. Medium physical dark attack to a foe. Decreases their hit and evasion. And you still have steal. Huh. Wow. Okay, may one hit kill targets? Interesting. Okay. And then he has new synthesis as well, actually, now that I think about it, right? God Killer. Extreme physical dark attack. Wow. Okay.
Fascinating.
The Assassin. This is the way of this is the archetype you sense from Heismay's way of life.
This right here.
Its heroic embodiment is that of the adept knave, a shadow who robs the wicked of destiny, exposing their falsehoods to the light of day.
All right.
Let's do it.
I'm counting on you.
Yes, I want to entrust Heismay with this power.
Of course.
Then hear us, O valiant heart. By shared resolve and honored creed, take new form as an adept thief. I hear the voices of past heroes' souls. A worthy heart who tempers anxiety into strength greater still. If thou art prepared to embrace lawlessness and chivalry in equal margin, I shall bestow upon thee our soul, the soul of the thief. The pinnacle, the assassin, a life in shadow inevitably leads here. I will struggle onward for the sake of a world where all may live in peace.
Oh.
It does look very cool. Well, well, I see the number of archetypes you studied has grown. I'm very pleased. My own research is coming along quite nicely thanks to you. It's not much, but please take this as a token of my thanks. 3 heroes fruit.
Steady effort is key.
No, do not switch back. What do we need for the next one? Assassin and something else that we don't know about yet. Maybe Commander? Right. Now I'm going to level Commander. Do we want this one? I guess we're more of a damage dealer. It would make sense on someone like Hulkenberg, a tank. Maybe someone like Stroll. Stroll already has another thing going on. Yeah, maybe Hulkenberg. You only have like one class, really. I mean, we know we did Mage, but we only did Mage to the very limit, or like the very limited amount you needed to do it for. Let's go for Commander. Actually, do we know what we need? We need Wizard. You need Wizard rank 10. Wow, that's also very much implying that she should be your magic user as well. I still think that Commander makes sense. Yeah. Well, she's always good as a tank. I guess Stroll maybe makes sense. Although he's got 3 classes currently. We currently have like 2 we're working on, right? Because we have Magic and Healer. And then that leaves Heismay, he has 2 classes. He has 3 classes. I guess then we're the only one who, well, it's us or Hulkenberg, right? We're gonna be using that. I guess Hulkenberg makes sense. Yeah.
I see.
Well, what do you get on it? You increase defense. You get some other stuff that's kind of useful. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I guess you can be Commander.
Fascinating.
This is the archetype you sense from Barden's way of life.
This right here.
Its heroic embodiment is that of the stout-hearted officer, one who boldly leads their army from the front, vanguard upon the path to peace and prosperity.
All right.
Let's do it.
I'm counting on you.
Of course.
Right. I hear the voices of past heroes' souls. A worthy heart who tempers anxiety into strength. If thou art prepared to lead soldiers proudly into battle, then I shall bestow upon thee our soul, the soul of the commander.
I see.
So this is the commander archetype. I will offer my support to guide our squadron to victory. I offer this victory to His Highness the Prince, I believe the future of the kingdom is beyond those laurels.
Oh,
Oh, well, I see the number of archetypes you've studied has grown. I'm very pleased. My own research is coming along quite nicely thanks to you. Tastes like this, more hero's fruit.
A new means of protection.
We're not going to switch because it would be much weaker. But what we will do is hand in the quest.
you don't say.
You've studied quite the number of archetypes. You may be the most adept research partner I've had. Although you don't remember anything, so maybe we're not. But anyway, increased imagination and 5 heroes' leaf of lives.
All right.
Ooh, nice.
Did I?
Just now. No, impossible. Are you alright?
What?
Not quite.
Nothing, I just recalled some memories that are slightly unpleasant.
What?
Unpleasant memories? A memory of long ago, a time with a trusted comrade and his eventual betrayal, though I cannot even recall his face.
It appears that
I had deep trust in him, so the wounds of my heart were equally so. It seems I never had an eye for people. But you do.
It'll be fine.
But you do, don't you? Indeed. Should I deny my better judgment now, it would cast doubt on you as well. That is the last thing I want.
I must apologize.
I'm sorry, I find myself thinking in circles so often here, and kernels of doubt so easily grow to overshadow my mind entirely. For example, I believed I was conducting this research of my own volition, but is that the truth? Alright, I have an absolutely insane call that just came to me. What if Moore is the king? Right? The reason why I think this, let me go back to the log here. Let me go back to the log. So, he's talking about how he had a betrayal, a trusted comrade. I'm wondering whether this could be Luis. Whether this is Luis's eventual betrayal. I'm wondering when he said that the king locked him away in a place that he did not know. Like, maybe the king didn't have that power, but maybe it's because it's internal to the king, right? And he has now been let free because the king has been killed. This part of the king. This is why the this is why he came out at this moment. And maybe that would be why the prince had the book. If the book was written by the king, well then that would explain some things. Yeah, and then that would explain the king's magic at the end. Maybe this competition is a way for him to see whether he can achieve the goals in his book. It would fit. I don't know if it's perfect, but it would explain a lot of things. He's also a Tlamar, which does line up, although a lot of people are Tlamars. Huh. Anyway. Lately, I felt that my research may actually be by another's will, that I only labored under their guidance. I was so happy to imagine my memories restored, but now I wonder if things are best left forgotten. Where's this coming from? Are you alright?
How odd.
It is a difficult question to answer, yes, but I confess I feel a little better knowing you worry for me. My apologies. Didn't mean to let any bitterness slip out, perhaps because I'm so unused to it these days, but I do struggle with conversation. You truly are too kind to me. Thank you for being here. It's more than I can say. I can sense Moore's gratitude, trust, and dependence on me. The only thing that makes me think it couldn't be the king, well, there are many things that makes me think it couldn't be the king,
In me.
is that it doesn't, like, it doesn't perfectly fit in terms of, like, what is academia and what are the archetypes and how everything links together. That's where I kind of lose that thread a little bit. I don't have an answer for those questions, but anyway. We can now get 3 inheritance slots for the Seeker lineage.
Well then.
Mental weariness aside, we have further work to do. Your next task is to cultivate the heroic embodiment of the commander, the general. I'm sure this will prove to be a fine source of power, as well as further increase your royal virtues. Worth the trouble, I'd say.
This one's important.
To nurture the strength, I'll need to challenge Luis the Archmage. I should raise the general archetype to rank 15. This can be completed by anyone.
I can depend only on you.
I'd be happy if you could visit me again. You're all I believe in. We could just power level it now, but I don't think we need to. But we could.
Please, do make yourselves comfortable.
Although what we should probably do, if we're going to do that, is simply equip Hulkenberg with it. And then, yeah, we should probably equip Hulkenberg with it and level it up while we're just wandering through the dungeon. And then potentially switch back to Magic Knight later. Magic Knight better than Knight yet? No, not completely. No, Knight is actually still stronger than Magic Knight. Wow. Okay. Well, maybe I'll switch to this for now.
My tactics shall turn this battle's tide.
Also, I'm fairly certain our equipment, sorry, this thing, I actually don't want, right? I actually want... Wait, can I equip that? No. Equip that? No. I think I want this, right? Yeah. That makes sense. Also, let me just check something before we head into the dungeon. Is this a combat? Is this technically a combat area that we can do combat stuff in? The reason I ask is, can I check my equipment? Nope. Has absolutely no effect. Alright then. We will do that when we get in the dungeon next time. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.